Hi, folks. First off, let's get the business out of the way. I'm Dave. That's Scott. Welcome to Old Ass Movie Reviews. Hit the like button, hit the share button, tell all your friends about us, and they'll tell two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on, just like the fucking shampoo.
Yeah.
Or something. We're not going to be
Wow.
monetized.
What
Folks.
a reference there.
If you're wondering why I swear so much on this particular episode or show, we're not ever going to get monetized by YouTube. I gave up. We're just here to talk about movies. And
Yeah.
if you want to join in, by all means, join in. We enjoy the company. We had been talking, Scott and I have been talking for a while. He found a movie called Who Killed Captain Alex? It is made by a guy in Uganda, and his name was or is Nabawana IGG. He wrote it, he directed it. I guess his friends and everybody that in the town and the village were in it.
Oh, yeah.
This is about an hour long, and the backstory that I get when in the first credit, is that he made this movie just for fun, for him and his friends. They were just fucking around, and he went to make another movie. So somehow he basically deleted all of the files off of his computer. So
Right.
somebody found this thing floating around at one point online and saved it. But I don't know if there's a full copy of this thing floating around anywhere online. If there is, and if you know about it, please let me know, because I want to see
I do
the
too.
whole movie. I want to know who the fuck killed Captain Alex.
I want to know who killed Captain Alex.
But I am not Ugandan. I'm not from the African continent. I am going to destroy some names, but I'm going to do my best. Okay, these are the actors that
I have no idea how they're pronounced. I'm
real
not familiar
quick,
with the dialect.
I want to add one thing. He never thought that anybody outside of his village was going to see this.
That's quite telling.
And that's when I texted you, and I had such a big smile on my face. I was like, this guy never thought anybody outside his village was going to see it. And here there are two old white guys on the other side of the planet
talking about him in his movie,
so we can do a little review on it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have seen this movie. I don't. It's amazing that in today's world, if we don't let the man keep us down, you can do anything. And when I say the man, I mean major corporations that nobody likes.
Well, and before you get to the names, I want to go off with something on that. I find that, here it is. This person made a movie, which in itself, if you've ever done it, is a hell of a feat.
Right.
And he did it. He did it, not expecting it to be seen. And now here it is. Yeah, it's landed in our laps. And I think a lot of people haven't seen this movie for a number of reasons. It's really not out there. It is now. I had no idea it would be on Tubi, but
yeah,
it's also it's often used as an example. People will show a trailer or something, and this is how I first heard about this movie, about something that looks so horrible and so bad. Oh my God, how could anybody do that? Now, on this show, Dave and I have been trying to dethrone the Star Wars Holiday Special as the worst thing created.
Right.
So we seek out things that look bad, and that was my thought on this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, finally, we're going to get something. Nope. I am not going to shit on a man who did what he wanted to do and actually accomplished it.
This movie is not as bad as a Star Wars Holiday Special.
No, it's not. Nowhere close.
For a whole bunch of reasons. But the biggest reason is the Holiday Special back in the 70s had all those names in it, had all the money behind it to write a good script, had a little bit of a budget, maybe not a huge budget, but a budget, and still failed. This guy from IMDb says he spent about $200 American to make this movie. And that, I'm honest to God, I'm looking at this movie going, I don't know where he spent that money unless it was to buy his friend's food.
It had to be. It had to be. And even that's not going far.
But that's, if you're out there wanting to make a movie and you're like, oh, I can never make a movie, I want you to go on Tubi, FBI, Tubi.
It's
I
one of the
want you
best
to
services
find
out there, man.
Captain Alex. Who killed Captain
Who
Alex?
killed Captain Alex?
And I want you to watch it. And I don't want you to watch it thinking this is going to be a great movie. This is
It's
going to
not.
be award winning. This is not award winning. This is not a great movie,
Mm-mm.
but it's fun. I had
I
fun
was
watching it.
entertained. I
There was a
watched
guy
it.
who's dubbing over stuff, and he's basically riffing on the movie as it's
Yeah.
being played because I guess he was some guy on YouTube or the
Yeah, I
equivalent
guess
of a
he's some
YouTube
YouTube
channel.
personality or something. I don't can't keep up with influencers. I don't know.
And the funny thing is, this guy that made this movie, Nabawana IGG, is I think he's making fun of the stereotypes of Uganda and the
Hmm.
stereotypes of people in Africa that other people have of them. That's what I took. That I mean, I could be
Hmm.
completely wrong, but that's what I took away watching it. Like, oh, this guy's got a. It's a funny. It's funny where it's supposed to be funny, you
Hmm.
know. Um, but I just want to go through the names
Yeah,
real
go through the
quick.
names and then we'll discuss this interesting
Kakule
attempt.
William, yeah, Kakule William was Captain Alex. Surayanya Ernest was Richard. G Puffs was Puffs. That's like the main bad guy, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Oh, Puffs. Yeah.
Um,
Well,
Kavumu Muhammad was Sergeant. Kasumba Asama, no, I'm sorry. Kasuma Isma was Lieutenant. Bezat Muhammad was Natasha. I think that was the girl that they were calling the Matahari, the Ugandan Matahari. I think
yes,
that's who she was. Would they
that was funny.
Biaso Dadwa was Rock. Naki Yambare was I pros. I only have part of that guy's last name there. Pros. Sengoku Swaib was the sniper. Tizitu Africa was modulator.
Modulator.
Kagobani was minister. Um, hold on, I don't want to destroy this name. Yusomesa Lukayamuzi. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. Lukayamuzi. Lukyamuzi. Uh,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe that's the best. That I'm
Yeah.
like I said, I'm not Ugandan. There may be words and
Right.
letters and
Yeah, I'm not sure how the dialect works.
um, but that there's a whole
Yeah.
bunch of people. Guy probably had everybody in the
Well, he
village.
had the village, and there's I guess you were talking earlier. The Star Wars Holiday Special had
Right.
all these names,
Yeah.
all this money, and was crap. This had
Yeah.
no names, no money, and it's not crap. You know why? Because there's a story here. Now, unfortunately, because of computer issues or stuff, I think we're missing a lot of this movie.
Yeah.
I think there's pieces that are missing from it that help tie in. And that's where this narrator comes in and helps. It is necessary because I do feel there's some missing parts, even though I found him annoying.
There's
huge gaps. Huge gaps.
I'm guessing at least 30 minutes of this movie is missing. It's an
I'm
hour.
sure.
It runs now for about an hour, a little
It's
over
either
an
30
hour.
minutes to another hour is gone because at the beginning, the way it starts off, and there's just some things that are missing. Is I think he made this appeared to be a learning experience for a lot of ways. It has very rudimentary CGI, but you start somewhere.
The CGI was great. The fucking helicopter. I was watching that. I was like, oh my God. But and here's where I got to hand it to the guy.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a helicopter. He couldn't afford a helicopter.
Oh, no.
He lives in some little village in Uganda. He can't fucking afford a helicopter. So what's he do? He gets a model helicopter. He's figured out on his computer. This is done in 2010.
Yeah.
He's figured out how to do it on his computer. How I got this mat behind me and you got the mat behind you. He's figured out how to impose himself or one of the actors inside the model
Yeah,
to look
it
like
was
they're
actually
inside the model. Now
pretty smart.
the size ratios aren't right,
His
but he's
perspective's a little off.
figured it out. But he's
Yeah.
figured it out how to do it. So I gotta hand that to him. I was like, that's amazing.
Well, it is.
Why would you even bother? But he did it.
If you could have done that,
you can't take it away from him.
if he'd done that in 1950, can you imagine?
Oh shit, he would have been a fucking Hollywood director. They'd have been like, "You're the next Ed Wood. Let's go."
But it's because he figured that out. And as somebody who's very much an amateur editor and creator, it's hard to do CGI, especially without training. So you have to teach yourself. And I watch countless videos, and that's probably what he did, is to learn how to animate and do things like that. And it's actually pretty cool. And I got to hand it to him. You had texted something about, you sure this isn't a Rudy Ray Moore movie or something?
Yeah, that was the vibe I got.
It is the vibe. And it's not just the fact that because it's some black dude doing a movie. It's some dude who said, fuck you, I'm making a movie, and I'm making an action movie. It's obvious he loved Kung Fu movies.
Yeah.
Because he had Bruce Yu, the Ugandan Bruce Lee.
Ugandan Bruce Lee. Oh my God, that was funny. The Ugandan Matahari.
Oh,
and Ugandan super spy.
So what we have here, what Dave and I were able to piece together is, I'm not sure exactly what the premise of this whole fucking movie is.
Don't know.
I don't. There's a story there. I don't know what the whole thing was with the movie, and I still don't know who killed Captain Alex.
No.
When you watch the next movie, Big Black.
Big Black.
The actor who plays Captain Alex is right there at the very beginning, and the same narrator is like, "Oh, it's Captain Alex. He's alive," and then he gets killed. And it's like, he's dead again.
Nope, he's dead. Bad Black.
Bad Black.
Black.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I may return to Bad Black and try and finish it.
I'm gonna watch it. I gotta watch it. I can't not watch it. I can't not watch anything this guy. If I can find it, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Whatever this guy's doing. That's Rudy Ray Moore. And like you said, it's what he was doing is he loved doing it. You can tell that he was having fun. You can tell everybody around him was having fun.
He found a way to do it and have fun. Yeah. They all had a good time.
Yeah. No excuses, folks. If you want to make a movie.
Yeah. And
this guy just took all your freaking excuses away.
He takes every one of them, because I'm going to tell you right now, if they filmed in his actual village where they live, there's nobody in that town that had any money. No. It is very, very poverty, very poor, right outside of a city. So I guess it could be some slums.
Right.
He was able to do it. As we mentioned earlier, he couldn't afford to get another hard drive. So he had to erase this movie so he could make another one. Can you imagine how painful that would be?
He probably wasn't. My guess is he didn't think two things about it.
He probably did.
I'm guessing. I would love to actually find a translator and be able to talk to this guy, because that, to me, it would be very interesting to talk to him and go, did you have any idea? Did you think in a million years that your movie would be seen on the other side of the planet?
Right.
I mean, if this is on the internet, that means anyone on the world that is connected to the web can watch his movie. Is what it boils down to. Anybody.
Yeah, and that
to me is amazing.
How do you spell his name? N-A-W.
Hold on, let me get up to it. N-A-B.
N-A-B.
W-A-N-A.
I-G-G, which is initials.
I-G-G. Nabwana I-G-G.
Okay, I'm just looking to see if he's on Twitter real quick.
No kidding.
I'm looking. No, not that I can see, but he may be under some other name. I'm going to look for him. It would be wonderful if we could talk to him.
I would love to just, even if it was just a 30-second chat or a minute, couple of minutes, it's amazing to me. It really is. I'm befuddled. Now this guy really sends a message to me and to anybody that, you know what, you may not be doing your best work whenever you do something like this, but there's the old adage, you'll never finish if you don't get started.
Okay, I have found him.
No shit.
He does have a presence on Twitter.
No kidding.
So after we wrap up, and he is very active, I will send him a message, and folks, keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we can get an interview with
Even if we have to do
Warner.
like a written, like even if it's got to be a written interview,
Sure.
and we can send it out onto the website. We can put it on the website, just like a quick question and answer. We can come up with some questions if he's willing. I don't know. He may be thinking, "What the hell are these American guys want to talk to me for?"
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, he's
Maybe on defensive now. Who knows?
he's got some stuff going. He runs a Patreon.
No shit.
No shit. Yeah. He is working on funding Who Killed Captain Alex 2.
Oh, I'm giving to that Patreon. I'm gonna, if that goes to Kickstarter or Indiegogo, I am there. I may not be able to afford a lot, but I'm gonna try and help this fucking guy make his dream come true.
Yep.
I really am, folks. That's amazing.
I will send him a message here shortly.
That makes my heart feel good. It really does.
Well, that tells me something. People like what they've seen. We may, when you first see this, you're like, oh my God, this is horrible. And yeah, it is, but you can't help but see the passion that he had to make this. I want to talk to this guy. I hope he'll talk to us. I hope he's able to.
I hope so. It would be nice. And like I said, even if it's only for 5 minutes, just to ask 2 or 3 real quick questions.
Yeah.
Or if he's just like, I don't want to be on TV, but if you write me some questions, we can do like a written interview.
I'll ask him.
And even that, we'll send it back to him so he can say, and edit it himself. Because I don't want to misinterpret if it's a written thing. I want him to make sure he's.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if we can get a special guest either through letters or video, which would be really cool.
It'd be very interesting. I will stay up till 3:00 in the fucking morning if it makes his life easier to talk to him on the other side of the world. I don't give a shit.
Let's see what we can make happen. I think that would be awesome. So, folks, this movie, there's really not a lot to talk about because it's a mess. However, it is entertaining. At no point did I like, oh my God, what? It's only been 5 minutes. It feels like 2 hours. Never felt like that.
Nope. The only reason I paused it was because I had to get up and do clean up the kitchen a little bit and start cooking. As soon as I was done, as soon as I got everything running, I came right back in, turned it back on, and started watching. I was like, and I realized that when I got back, when I was walking back to start watching it again, I was like, I honestly paused this movie. Not that missing anything would have really made a difference, but I didn't want to miss anything. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Yes. I looked at it and I was like, I don't want to miss what this guy's doing.
Well,
just because it's fun. It was a fun movie to watch. And the guy who's narrating, who's doing, I don't know if he knows the guy. I don't know if they know each other.
I don't know how that.
He's just some guy that found the film and was like, oh, I got a riff on this and riffed on it. But the riffing, in my opinion, helped the movie because it was funny. It was just.
I see that. I see that. There was some funniness, but I wanted to give, because I guarantee he didn't make that with the riffing in mind.
Right.
So
no, not at all.
I want to see it unriffed, but I don't think we'll ever be able to. It's like Demon Squad. It's fun to watch riffed, but unriffed is, it's a different experience. So.
Yeah, and I watched Demon Squad unriffed, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it was fun riffed on too.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And then the interviews with the two
Thomas and Aaron. Yeah,
Thomas and Aaron. I always forget. I'm horrible, you know me. Thomas and Aaron afterwards. I love to watch that little interview with them. Mm-hmm. That was freaking fantastic. Now they're trying to do Indiegogo or Kickstarter.
I have a Kickstarter starting next month. It is happening, folks. Demon Squad 2. The first one has been riffed on by Mystery Science Theater 3000. So the second one, I hope you guys enjoy, and please contribute. Look for it out there on Fighting Owl Films on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And hey, yeah. Anyway,
lighter shade of pale may show up again, or lighter shade of beige.
50 Shades of Beige. Yes, that is who I. We shall see.
I just couldn't work it out.
No idea if I am returning to the movie. We shall see. No idea. They'll call me, maybe. please?
I hope so, because I just want to see you be like the twin cousin.
That would be awesome.
Guys,
That would be awesome. Do you have anything else to say about Walika Woods? Who
you
killed
know,
Captain Alex?
this is such a weird, a weird conversation to have
It
because
is.
there's not a lot of the movie
No, there
that I
isn't.
saw of the movie, even ignoring the riff, watching what he was doing with the special effects and the gunshots and the blood splatter, and it was like all basically special effects that he had to put in on the computer. You can see that it was a learning process. You can see the guy was enjoying it. You know, he was working hard, and for me, I love that kind of stuff. There's a difference between a bad movie like we were talking about, like freaking Star Wars special, or we've watched some really bad movies that had money behind them and they were just bad. They were just like, okay, you had bad actors, you had bad script, you had $100 million script and you or
Yeah.
budget, you still stank. This guy, he did it with his friends. He did it in his town. He didn't think anybody else would see it. That's what kills me. That's the thing that I'm stuck on is
Yeah.
he didn't think anyone else would ever see it except his town. If even anybody in his town would see it,
Right.
suddenly he's got a Patreon, and I'm going to check him out on Patreon. And if he goes a Kickstarter, I will definitely go there and do a Kickstarter for him because
Yeah.
it's just fun. I'm sorry, it was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. It's bad that I can't find the story in it. I can't find the real plot in it. I'm really not sure what's going on because
I know,
there
right?
is so much of it missing.
There is.
I know there's a mafia involved. I know
Let's talk
Captain
real
Alex
quick about Tiger Mafia.
Tiger Mafia. What a great name!
It is.
Tiger
It
Mafia.
is.
That's a
It is.
good title for a bad guy gang.
These are some really bad mafia people because they don't even have any fucking money. They're living in a shack.
They
It's
all
like,
live together.
I know it's, and I get it. There was probably some houses around. It's like, okay, we'll go over to your house. We'll film here. We'll film here.
Yeah.
Locations. They made it work, but it's like, oh man, it's like I can't shit on this guy. I cannot shit on it. It's good.
The one actor, there is a scene in there that I was just thinking, like, would I do that for Scott if he asked me to do that? Where they're in the jungle, they're sneaking up on the
Would you be
Tiger
pissed?
Mafia compound, and all these other guys are like kind of standing up and they're crouched down behind bushes and going and walking, and the one guy that's supposed to be the real BA guy is in that ditchy water and he's just crawling arm over arm.
Yeah.
You know, he's crawling. And I'm looking at that going, that is a friend. I bet you those two are best friends because only a best friend is jumping in a goddamn ditch like that.
You just
crawling through it. Because I imagine there's snakes and stuff like in Uganda. In that town,
some like stuff we don't want to
hear.
Yeah. One of the things that I had to laugh at was, okay, so they couldn't afford weapons or even replica weapons. So one of the guys, now this is what's funny. I'll get to this guy in a second, but his weapon that he carries is obviously carved out of wood or cardboard or something. His bullet belt is all wooden bullets. It works. I forgot about it for a moment. But the funniest thing about that character is he's a mercenary from Russia.
Was he supposed to be Russian?
He kept saying, my Russian wife and my Russian kids. I'm from Russia. Just give me somebody to kill.
That's right. Oh my God. How did I miss that?
He was Russian. And I'm like, okay.
I forgot.
He looked like a Boris.
Yeah, looks like Boris. Would you like some borscht? Okay. No, I got nothing but praise for this. And folks, don't go into this movie. Don't go to Tubi thinking you're going to see a really high level of anything in the movie. It's enjoyable. It's entertaining. And I only recommend it for its fun value and the fact that it takes away any excuse that you may have in doing a movie. If you're like, nobody's ever going to love my movie. Everybody's going to shit on my movie.
They will.
I'll never be able to make
just do it.
Movie. Just go watch what this guy did with what he had. That should be your clicking moment that goes, crap, this guy did it.
Well, that's just it.
Yeah.
My biggest inspiration in movies is Robert Rodriguez and his
Right.
$7,000 climb to fame, which still blows me away.
Right.
Rebel Without a Crew is a great book. And
I found my copy, by the way.
awesome. Such a great story there.
Yeah.
But it takes away your excuses, and it's easy to get wrapped around. I don't have the money because I've got a screenplay I'd love to shoot, and
Right.
I'm making the decision to not shoot it because I want special effects.
Right.
But if I just wanted to make a damn movie, we could do it right now. And we do with some shorts. But
Right.
I think when you see this guy didn't care what people would say.
Right.
He
was
put
doing
it out there, heart and soul. Hey, I
Yeah.
made a movie. You like it? Great. If you don't, great.
Moving on.
It's inspiring. It's inspiring
Yeah.
because, as Dave says, it takes away all your excuses and all your reasons for I can't do it. I don't know this person. I don't know how to do this. You know what? I bet he didn't know how to do anything, but yet he made a helicopter appear and blow up buildings.
The building.
It works.
Folks, you gotta watch it. It gets the point across.
It gets the point across.
It gets the point across. You know what's going on.
I don't know what it was, man.
The helicopter.
I think because we went into this movie looking for something to shit on, looking for something that was going to be so bad as a palate cleanser. And while this is not a good movie and not a masterpiece, it is an inspiration. And I love seeing that he went from start to finish and made a movie. And God bless you. I can't, whatever your name was, I'm sorry. Damn it. Nabawana. He's not going to want to talk to us now.
But it might, Nabawana, IGG. I don't see, you know what? I don't see why not. I mean, I love this. I think the guy, he's an inspiration. He's probably 20 years younger than me, 30 years younger than me. I don't know. But he's got to be a young guy. Because this was made back in 2010.
That's the impression I get.
He's probably in his early 20s.
Yeah, I would say.
Maybe in his early 20s at that point. And, God bless him.
Yeah, on Instagram, he is at Isaac Nabwana. So Isaac is easier to remember for me, and I apologize for butchering the names. So very, very interesting that we set off to find something bad, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't find my next Devil Girl from Mars. I found a movie that was still, yet again, better than the Star Wars Holiday Special.
And again, I compare him to Rudy Ray Moore.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think that's high praise indeed.
Jeez.
If you look at Rudy Ray Moore movies and realize what he did, what he overcame in the 70s, and then you look what this gentleman's doing, Nawana's doing in Uganda, and like where he's at, probably in his neighborhood, and what he's got to do to accomplish what he's set out to do. Those are guys that you have to admire. You have to.
I admire anybody that makes a movie. Anybody that makes a movie, my hat off to you. It's a lot.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. Not at all.
Yeah.
So high praise indeed. It's not like 4-star by any means, but it is enjoyable. I think
it was enjoyable.
If you've been following us this long and you've seen some of the movies that we've talked about, and you're like, "Oh my God, how do they like that movie?" That's what I mean. It's like to me, it's enjoyable, and I rank everything from. And I really got to put in the caveat. It's all about how much you're spending on a movie. If you're Hollywood and you're spending money on a movie, and then I look at it and I go, no, that's crap, because you guys spent $500 million on a movie and it's still crap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You can throwing money at it doesn't always solve problems.
Exactly. Not always. But no, I enjoyed this movie. I recommend watching it if you like to have fun.
I agree. If you're looking for the next thing to make fun of, this isn't it.
I don't think so.
No, this isn't it.
There's nothing. A lot of funny things in it that you can look at and go, "Oh,
you can look at it." But
quirky.
I don't know what it was when I was watching this. It just clicked. It's like this guy's loving what he's doing, and he's really trying. And I see it. Just oozing through here. Yeah. And it's like
you can't rip on it. There's nothing for me to rip on. Like early on when we were watching some of the bad movies from the 50s, we were just ripping and going, "Oh, this is fun."
We ripped everything apart.
And I will still do that to a movie if I have a reason to.
Yeah.
But this movie's not that movie. I'm sorry, I can't.
No.
I won't. I won't do it.
So there you have it, folks. Who killed Captain Alex? We don't know. What's the plot of the movie? We don't know.
Maybe part 2 we'll figure out who killed Captain Alex.
Maybe part 2, Captain Alex returns as a zombie.
Yeah, maybe they'll explain what the plot was in the first one. And again, I think most of that problem is the fact that
I think so. I think so. So Isaac Nabwana, thank you so much for putting this together. And yeah, thanks again from 2 old white guys on the other side of the planet who just watched your movie. And hey, good job, man.
Enjoyable.
Yes. So, folks, tune in next week when we have something I guarantee probably a little more watchable for our audience, but we shall see. We shall see.
All right.
Thanks again.